I'm Cassandra Vanzant, host of Across the Universe. Come connect with me. I invite you to explore my world and to see what your fairies, your angels, and your spirit guides have to say.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Across the Universe. My name is Cassandra Vanzant. It's nice to be back on air. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm glad everything's working out, and it all works out just perfectly. I want to introduce my guest tonight, Kimberly Ridgway. I'm excited about having her on the show. We were supposed to have her on the show a couple of weeks ago, but better late than never. So all of the things that we're going to be talking about, Kim has a couple of unique products and unique ways of helping people that they have strange or unusual problems or occurrences that have a spiritual origin. So she helps them out with that. Her website, she puts a lot of things in there about what she does. She does quite a lot. And one of the reasons that I wanted her on here was because this was going to be interesting as far as her product, what she can do for you. She is a fantastic intuitive, because she gave me a prayer. She also helped to see what was going on with me, and she was very, very in tune. So, all of you who are listening tonight, if you would, and you need some kind of direction as far as any kind of spiritual occurrence that is happening that you have no explanation for, I invite you to get in the queue and call in, because she knows what she's doing, and that's the interesting part of it. This is a specialized type area, and when I look at it, it's something I don't do. So that's why I have people on the show. It's an eclectic show, so I have people on the show who know what they're doing. They are the ones that bring this to you for your help, for your edification, and that's what it's all about, to help you if you don't know what you're up against or what to combat. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring Kimberly on the line. Kimberly, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Okay, I'm so sorry about the delay. That's just the way it goes.
It's
But
all good.
it's all good. Yeah. It's
All
just
good.
one of those things that we always look for in live radio.
Makes it
Okay.
fun.
Well, it does. For a dull moment, tell you. So, Kimberly, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do? I mean, I was trying to get the gist of things, but I don't think I did you service, because I was looking over your website, which all of the things that were listed there, they were really amazing. A lot of things that you do, and also the products that you have and how you help people. So first of all, just give us a little background about what you do, who you are, and why you do it.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done a lot of healings. And for people who are my regular clients, I've asked them, how would you explain me? What would be my elevator speech?
Yes.
And the people that really know me say, there is no way to explain you.
Okay, that's a good way.
I go beyond. I go beyond a lot. I go beyond the teachings. I go beyond time. I go
Mhm.
beyond what is seen.
That's why I was looking over everything and thinking, oh my goodness, you have a lot to offer people. And when you can tune into that, do you call yourself an intuitive, a psychic also?
I don't call myself psychic because to me, a psychic is someone you call when you want to know, is he the right man for me?
Okay.
I
And
am more of a medical intuitive. I am a soul level intuitive. My Native American name is Soul Retriever. What I do is I look at someone and I see where the fracture is on the soul level. And I
okay.
bring the soul back together and help it to get whole so the person can themselves heal.
I
And
know I know that I've had some people in my office that what you're talking about, they're fractured. Their parts of themselves are over here, over here, over here, and you're trying to bring them all back and make them whole. Is that what you're talking about? Like something had happened in this lifetime, or it happened in past lives, or how does someone get like this?
it, we perceive time as linear and it's not. It's a soul level. It's what has our soul been through? What has our soul agreed to? What is our
Okay.
soul experiencing? So, yeah, it could be happening now. It could have happened 1,000 years ago. It could have happened on another planet. But if
Uh,
you haven't basically blessed it, healed it, and forgiven it, it's still an active contract.
right. And nonetheless, even if it happened way long ago, it doesn't matter. It's still affecting you.
Exactly.
So these are, it could be past life experiences too. I mean, everything that had happened that would affect us now, and then they come to you. How do people find you? Do you advertise? Is it word of mouth?
It's my website, and then it's word of mouth. I do some shows. I teach some classes. I'm not. I don't. I don't know how to put this. Right now, I'm not out there a lot. You have to kind of know about me, but I'm starting to step away from that. I've operated, I guess you could say, in the shadows for a very long time, but I think it's time I go ahead and start opening myself up more to the public. I
Well,
do have
you
a
know, it
background
is
of,
the perfect
like,
timing.
I do have a background of working in sports,
Uh-huh.
and when you're working with a whole team, trust me, that keeps you plenty busy.
That's interesting. You go from working in sports to doing this. So you do this full time or on a more than full time basis?
Well, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter. I could be in line at the grocery store, and
Uh,
if someone asks me to help them, I'm helping them.
there you go.
It is just who I am.
I've seen a lot of things on your website. I really like your website. In fact, could you just shout that out, your website link right now?
Well, I do. I have two websites that are main websites,
Mm-hmm.
and that's ghoulbegone.com, and then I have espbotanicals.com. I make organic skincare, but I have one website that links to, I don't know, my 17,000 websites, and that's, I know, right? Kai11.webs, webs.com. And that'll take you to just about any of my websites, my YouTube channel.
That's what I was looking at. That's the one that I was looking on because I saw the blog on there, all the information that you have on there for everyday things that you use and alternatives that would be better for people.
Right.
Um, I mean, just a wealth of information in the blogs. So that again, how can you go wrong? You're looking at everything and you're
Right.
saying, this is what you can do in order to help yourself, and that's basically what it's all about. So if someone's seeking, they can go. Especially, I like the Kai website because it everything is on there,
Yes,
and when
ma'am.
and when everything is on there, it's kind of your one-stop shopping center and see what it is that you can do. Now, interestingly, you mentioned the Ghoul Be Gone, and that sounds
Right.
just like it is. Ghoul Be Gone. Um, what is it, and how do you use it?
Ghoul Be Gone is basically amped up holy water. And I didn't develop it. I was given the recipe. Okay, this is
Hmm.
not my recipe. I just put it in the bottle. Okay, I didn't even name it. But when I originally bottled it, my idea was, well, you could spray a room, like your massage room,
Hmm.
after you're done, or you could spray your crystals, and it should just kind of clear everything. Well, Ghoul Be Gone is been in production for over 5 years now. The stories that come in with Ghoul Be Gone are just, there are things that I cannot make up that people call me and tell me.
Don't you love that?
And I think one of my most interesting phone calls, that it's one of the ones that really stand out, and I love it. You know, when you answer the phone and you make Ghoul Be Gone, you just never know what's going to happen on the other end of that phone call.
Hmm.
And so this guy called me and he says, "I bought your Ghoul Be Gone, and I just want to let you know that I sprayed it around my body, and in my aura, and I'd had a pain in my back for forever, and it's gone." Now, with that, you kind of don't know what to say,
Right.
because you're thinking physically. And then, part of me's a little bit, well, what is this phone call? And I said, okay, why do you think that is? And then he was very joyful, and he said, oh, well, because my pain in my back started, 10 years ago when I worked in Dallas. And I was working in these little cubicles, and the lady behind me just always hated on me. And he said, and that's when my back pain developed. And he said, when I sprayed the Gulbigon, it was like all her hate went away, and my back felt better.
Wow. So he had attachments.
Well, he had thought forms.
Thought forms. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that just someone just hating you so much just throws that on you and it sticks to you like that?
Yeah, it's like an entity without a consciousness, or like there are some entities that they have an agenda and they have a consciousness, but there are some entities that are brain waves. If you think about when you think a thought, we can put an oscilloscope up and we can measure the brain waves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they say thoughts are things.
Right. And be very careful about what you think.
Exactly. And so if somebody is thinking not nice things, well, there you go. They're going to create not nice things all around them. People who get my products, I do make not only the Gulbigon, but I make a whole line of organic skincare and wellness products. And people tell me, I got your products in and I opened the box and I could feel Kimberly love fill my house.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I
And
hear
then,
that a lot. And I really do make an effort to make sure that when I am making these products, that I'm filling them full of love so that when people open up the jar, they feel it.
it's interesting, which is the easiest to send out, love or hate, which takes the most energy, love or hate. And people just don't realize that all the things that they're doing, they just change, just put a smile on your face. If you're frowning, just put a smile on your face. It changes the whole vibration. But when you have this, if you're spraying this in a room, I know that you had a video, or you have a video on your website also that shows the before and after, the aura of
Exactly.
when you spray it. And if you are looking at it, people go to the website and they look at this, you can physically see this changing. And it's
Yeah.
it's really interesting. So
It,
that gives you a little bit of a idea of what this does.
one of the more powerful mystics that I've studied under, when I met her, I went in and I said, yeah, I'm Kimberly and I make this product, Gulbigon, and I sprayed it around. And, at first she said she just thought I was the biggest idiot walking when I walked in there. And then I sprayed the Gulbigon and she just said, who are you and how did you get that in a bottle?
That says a lot right then and
Right.
there.
And then
So,
after that, she took me on as a student. So that was an honor because she doesn't do that with too many people.
it's interesting with that. At the beginning of the show, I was talking about how you help people, the strange, unusual problems, but it's all about a spiritual origin, because we all have, or some of us have more than others, experienced a lot of strange things that have happened in our homes, especially happen at night, or just when we're least expect it. And say, for example, I know that I know several people, they're afraid to sleep at night because they know something is in their room. So if they go to sleep at night, if they spray this kind of keeps them away.
It's like
That
off.
oh,
It's really like off. It's like
okay.
off for the
Off for
paranormal
ghouls.
parasites.
Okay. That's a good way to describe it. That's a good one. I could just give me a visual there. So thanks a lot. Um, so there are. This doesn't affect. I mean, we have good and we have not so good energies. It's just this is keeping the negative energies away. Does it keep negative people away too?
Oh God, yes.
Really? So you can
Yeah.
spray it, can you spray it on your person, or are you just spraying it like in front of your door to keep negative people out? How do
Well,
you use
you
it?
spray it in your aura,
Okay.
okay? You're spraying your energetic bodies,
Right, right.
not necessarily your physical body, okay?
Okay, got
You
it.
can spray your door. I did a show one time where we did an experiment, and it was one of these horror shows.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just paranormal, but it ended up being more, excuse me, more horror than paranormal. I
Uh-huh.
just cleared something there. Okay, and so the girl across from me, she had Selentite, and we were both just like, oh goodness. The best-selling product at this show was something called Dead Babies. If that gives you an idea of the energy
Oh
in the
my
show.
gosh.
Yeah. And so before the show opened, we did an experiment and I sprayed Ghoul Gone around both of our booths. So I made a big box. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched people would walk up to the line where I sprayed the Ghoul Gone and stop like they hit a force field and look around and just turn around and go away.
Ah.
And it was so funny that day. This one kid, God bless his soul, got in the box, okay? And he kept on going back and forth. It was like he couldn't get out.
Oh
And me and
no.
she and I were just looking at it going, wow. And but we saw that all day. People would turn around. And I've had plenty of people tell me that they have someone at the office that's not the nicest person in the world.
Right.
And they'll spray their office, and either the person leaves or they get nice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Again, anything that you can use. I mean, a lot of people use, sage to cleanse and clear, but I'd rather have a little spray bottle and just go for it because really, when listeners, when you have a moment, go to our website and watch that video because you can see it. I mean, there's proof is in the pudding, a picture's worth 1,000 words, whatever you want to call it, but you can see things shift and change. And where were you when you did that?
Well, that video that you're talking about was a compilation of several different videos
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of show you some of the experiences of Ghoul Gone.
Uh-huh.
And now, where I'm showing the aura photos was at a MUFON conference. And then when I was spraying the room and I was just talking about Ghoul Gone, you never know what happens when you spray it. And then we had the piezoelectric effect and everything turned blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was in my office down in Hot Springs.
okay. Okay. So any I think it would just be interesting to go into any of your rooms. If people purchase this, they go to their rooms, their house, or their office, and just see if have somebody film it and see what happens. Because sometimes we don't know that there's some negative energy lurking. Because they lurk too. It doesn't have to be right in your face. They could be lurking in a corner, just waiting. So this kind of nips it in the bud and cleans house.
Right. One of the funny ones, there's several paranormal teams that use the Ghoul Gone.
Mm-hmm.
They say they do get more EVPs, that it draws in more of the good spirits, like you're talking about the fairies
Yes.
and the elementals, and
Right.
the bad spirits don't like it. Okay, so they had a case where these people had just bought this house, and the entity that was in the house didn't like the people, and they weren't getting along. So the team went in there to just kind of negotiate. And so they're talking to the spirit, and they ask the spirit. Now this team would go in, and what they do is they spray the Ghoul Gone. They say, "This is Ghoul Gone," and this is what we're spraying, and they communicate. And so anyway, they're having a conversation with the entity, and they ask it, "What can we do to make peace between you and the homeowner?"
Mm-hmm.
And the entity responds, "More Ghoul Gone." So it's the spray the ghost asked for by name, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So give me more. Well, I imagine Well, again, a good visual. Thank you. So when you have the entities in the house, we have the good ones and the negative ones, positive, negative. I imagine the positive ones are going, please, please spray more, to get these other people out of here so we can
Right.
help. And this is, I mean, what are you supposed to do, other than the fact that you just tell them to leave or you help them leave. And I like the description. It's, like the holy water, and
Right.
on steroids. There's a lot more to it. And this is what helps persuade, someone who is someone or some entity, whatever it is, to don't come near here. There's nothing here for you, and go on down to someone who is not protected.
Right.
Okay.
Well, not that it's that. It's just, not here, not now.
Not ever. So,
Right.
out you go. You're not going to be doing this one. So,
Right.
I have a caller on the line, and
Okay.
I just wanted to see if this is Renee from Pennsylvania. Renee, is there any questions you have for Kimberly about you having any strange or unusual problems dealing with a spiritual origin?
That's been going on for a long time. And certain things it's getting better, and other things it's not. What would she be picking up? Because I like her product. Because I was looking at different sprays, and I was not thinking it would do any good. Other sprays.
Okay.
Well, I can't advise you on other sprays, okay, because I don't know what else you're looking at. What I'm doing while I'm on the air, though, however, is I'm going to do healings if you would like one.
Oh, yes, you can tune in me about, entities or whatever, or in my house, whatever you like. Go ahead.
Okay, and what was your name one more time? What do you call yourself?
Renee. I call myself Renee.
Okay, that's important. Give me 1 second. All right, and so what I'm asking my spirit guides is what is Renee's priority? Okay, and all right, what I see is that, and it's in the right side of your brain, and it has to do with logic, and it's like a little resistor. Like the flow in the right side of your brain is not flowing the way it should. Is it okay if I do something to correct that?
It's fine. Yes.
Okay. All right. So just know I'm fixing to be traveling to you for a second, and we're going to do a little psychic brain surgery. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, there was a little cloak over that. And so now I've got more information now that I went to you. All right. And has to do with disbelief. You were 12 years old and something happened. It wasn't that you found out Santa Claus wasn't real, because I'm sure you found out that long before 12, but it was something on like that level of just disbelief at 12. And that is still operating, moving your thought patterns in an obscure way on the right side of your brain. Do you know what I'm talking about?
And maybe things that happened in my family, in my own house.
Well, it has, yeah, I would say at 12, it had to do probably with your family, but it was something that just caused great disbelief. Like, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't fathom it. And it created literally a little short circuit in the neurons in your brain.
Yeah, I went through a lot, and
Okay. All right. I'm going to do what I do. Okay. And we're going to do some prayer. Okay. I now ask the Creator to come down and to work with your brain. I ask that your pineal gland and the right and left side of your brain become balanced. Okay, something big just moved there. Did you feel that?
no.
Okay. And I ask that the shock and the trauma that you went through as a 12-year-old, that how it impacted you, that energy be shifted and changed and removed. And I'm speaking to the 12-year-old inside of you, and I want to let her know, Renee, that everything is going to be okay. And I want you to see yourself hugging your 12-year-old self and telling her it's going to be okay. I'm sending light language your way, which is some sacred geometry for protection. And amen.
Renee, did you say that you had used her product, Go Beyond?
No.
Or you just checked
No,
it out?
I know when she was talking about it, I was, for years, I've been checking out different products and really didn't think they would work. And then when I heard about this product, I said, this sounds what I've been looking for all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never bought the products, and this has been going on for over 30 years. And I
Wow.
never bought one product yet.
And I'm wondering why you're listening to the show tonight. See how the universe works? They just put you in the right place at the right time. And this might be what you've been searching for, that it's going to help clear up all of this, and then your life just starts all over again.
That's what's supposed to be happening.
That's
Yes, ma'am.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Kimberly, did you have, what were you saying?
I just said that is how it's
That's the way
supposed
it's
to.
supposed to happen. Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true.
and I've got to say, what I'm getting in from my guides is that really her reality and what's going to happen from this point, she plays more of a part in it than she allows herself to believe.
Mm-hmm.
She does a lot to shift things around and change the focus on things. But the thing is, it's time for her to step up, to stop shifting things around and moving this over here and that over here. And I'm not talking about physically, but I'm talking about mentally. And it's time for her to step up and bring it all back together.
So this is your chance, Renee.
Yes, this is what I've been working on for quite a while.
Okay, well, you are in the right time to do this, and you are in the right energy to do this, and you have the full support of the universe to do this.
And you can't have any less than that.
But
When
it's
the
still up to you.
Yeah, I've been asking the universe to support me on many levels because I've been working to change many things.
Gratitude,
And I went to
you are changing many things.
Right.
And you do have
Yeah.
the support of the universe. And you've got to be careful about asking for help. Because when you ask for help, the universe will bring you more things to make you weak. Okay?
Then when you ask the universe, well, how do you ask it? So, because if you're a strong person, how do you ask it? Because you don't want it to try to make you weak when you're strong, and you don't.
I ask that the highest good be done. Period. I align myself so that, how can I put this? I align myself so I stand in my power and I never use force. Because when you use force, when you push, there will always be something that will push back against you. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When you use your power, that which is and within you, and you just turn up your vibration, which is raising your consciousness, and what we've been talking about raising the frequencies, raising the emotions, operating out of love or above, then you operate from your power, and you're not coming at anything from a place of weakness. But if you push, I need help moving and pushing, and maybe that's what I was seeing with you, moving things all around. And I'm going to push this over here, and I'm going to pull this over here, and I want that out of the way, so I'm going to push it. Well, you push it, and something pushes back. Well, when you raise your vibration, it's like putting out a sound wave, and it just breaks up all that interference, and it just melts away.
So what you did for Renee tonight is unbreaking, unlocking, and she's going to be able to see more clearly and see what it is she has to do.
Right. There was definitely something in the right side of her brain that was like a resistor that was keeping her from really running the full power on the right side of her brain. And remember, right is logic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is physical and left is non-physical. She seemed to be really okay with the non-physical world, that the physical world was being blocked to her. Okay, and there wasn't balance between the right left brain. And so I worked with the pineal gland and worked with the right side of her brain and created balance and flow so that she will have balance in the physical and the non-physical realms.
How long does this usually take? I mean, some people get an instant relief. Some people it takes a little while.
Most people it's instant. Most people,
Right.
I felt something snap out of her head when I did it. It's done. She just needs to not, when you have doubt, it opens the door to bring it back in. It's like people that have a welcome mat out in front of their door. They're welcoming anything in.
Yes. So just go with it, Renee, and
But
see.
Renee, if you need more, you feel free to call me and make an appointment,
yes.
Okay?
Well, what is your phone number?
It's on my website. You can contact me on the contact form on my website.
What is that one that you were saying, Thai? How do you spell everything?
It's KAI.
KAI.
2 1s, making an 11. Numeral 11. So KAI 11 dot webs WEBS.com.
Okay.
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 Thank you for calling in, Renee.
Thank you both. It was wonderful. I'm looking forward to the results.
You're welcome.
Yes. Honey. And that's what you have to do. Look forward to the results, which are instantaneous, which are now. And some people, they don't realize it because it hasn't been like that for so long. Maybe they don't feel the change, or they do and they kind of feel that, oh, no, I don't want that because it feels unusual. But once you say, this is what I want, you ask, you receive. Here you are.
Exactly. Well, we live in a universe of yes.
That's right.
If you want, if you say this is hard, well, it's only going to get harder. The universe will say, okay, yes, we'll
It's
make it
hard.
hard.
Yeah, poof. You got
Right.
it.
And if you say, wow, this is easy, the universe says, okay, yes,
Yeah.
here's more easy.
Yeah. Or I'm looking for an answer, and then you receive it and you go, thank you very much. This is what
Exactly.
I need. So everything looking at like this, you're looking at the amount of energy that you're putting into the negative or into the positive. And when people understand this, your product's going to help, but you also need to know that when you're using it, that this is going to do what it's supposed to do. And when you're doing that, you know it within because you were led there for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And when I'm looking at that, I just wanted to, when we're looking at the opposites here, has Goal Be Gone ever not worked as it was intended to?
Oh, yeah.
And how so, my dear?
Oh, yeah. There was someone who called me, and as I said, when you answer the phone, you just never know what's going to be at the other end, right? And this lady, she called me, and she had so many thought forms and so many entities. I could see them as I was answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she's screaming at me. And she says, I bought your Ghoul Be Gone. And I sprayed it all around my office. And then I was fired. I was like,
Oh,
oh my God.
well,
Oh God.
this is probably was a good thing.
She did end up 4 months later getting a job that paid twice as much. She's now making like close to 30 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It did result in a good thing. However, I've stayed in touch with her because I was like, because she had a lot of negativity in her office and it was stressing her out really bad. And so she sprayed it around her office and she got fired.
So she thought if she sprayed it around the office, it would dissipate all the negative people or energies, but in actuality, it dissipated her. So
Right.
right out of the office. Was that because there was too much negative? I mean, is there such a thing as too much negative, and it just kind of boots you out
Well,
because you have this that you're
we
trying to
did
combat them?
we did spray a whole bottle of Ghoul Be Gone over the hole from hell at Bobby Mackey's.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to say, the hole from hell was stronger than Ghoul Be Gone. We sprayed a whole bottle and it ate it up. So I think that when I tell you it's like off, it is like off, but don't spray it and then think that, you've got invincible armor and go into a swamp full of mosquitoes. If you understand what I'm saying, you
Right.
know, it's used in combination and in tangent with. So if it's not exorcism in a bottle. It's off. It's got its amazing stories. And let me tell you, I mean, the stories are just unreal and it does do amazing things.
Do you have some of these testimonials on your website? If you do, I did not see them. Or where can people read about it?
If you go to the Ghoul Be Gone website and you look to the left, there's one testimonial and then, in a box, and then it says click here to read more. Because
Okay.
some of them are funny, some of them are serious, but I just take what people send me and do a little spell check, and that's about it, and then put it on the website.
Okay. Well, that's interesting that there was something that was stronger than that, but that probably intended you'd need an exorcism or something very, just fire with fire type of thing.
Right, and when I was there, we sprayed it on the mirrors in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 waitresses in there with me when I did that, and you could see it stop. These were portals of,
Ah.
it was a heavy trafficked interstate in those mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
and you could see the entity splat on the other side of the mirror after I sprayed the Ghoul Be Gone. And the waitresses just looked at it and watched them go splat, 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 just right after I sprayed. And one waitress said, "Well, it figures." Washed her hands and went on back to work. And
It
like they
figures.
weren't phased because they worked there. But so on the mirrors and in different parts, Bobby Mackey's you could see. But on that one hole from hell, we sprayed a whole bottle of Ghoul Be Gone, and you couldn't even tell.
What would that do? Like in the building you were talking about, if you sprayed that portal, and which would allow the ghouls not to come through, what happens to the ones who are already through?
Well,
Who?
once they're already through, they're through.
But does that keep them from going back through the portal, or
Well,
will it?
what you'd have to do is close the portal, and that all comes with permissions. My
Right.
spirit guides weren't telling me to do it. The owners of Bobby Mackey's didn't ask me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the spirit world, when you talk about the soul retrieval, what I've learned through my shamanic training,
Mm-hmm.
what I've learned through certain religious trainings, is everything is contractual, just like what you're saying. If you ask for something, it's what you get. But if I or you or anybody else knows something better than somebody else and offers, if they offer their help and it's not, yes, I want it, but you give it anyway, that is being abusive.
Got it.
So you've got to know when you've been given permission to help.
Right.
So
So let me ask you this. I know that you have a lot of knowledge, you do a lot of things, and I just want to get to if you teach and what type of classes do you teach? How can people get a hold of you? I'm assuming it's through your website, but what can people learn from you?
I have a class that's extremely popular called Awakening Your Supernatural Abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I take people through a day. Now, I can't tell you that I do this, this, and this in the class, because what I do is I look at the people in the class and I teach them where they're at rather than saying, this is my book and this is exactly what we're going to go by.
Right.
But I give them opportunities to experience psychic, remote, and to do it themselves and to feel it. And then on the other end, somebody in the class, we take turns with this, gets to feel like this is what it means to have somebody look at me psychically. I can feel that. Oh, this is what it is to have somebody look at me remotely. I can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
We go over and we find out what element they are. I show them about the chakras. I show them a lot, and I really don't even want to give it away. I hate to
Mm-hmm.
say that, but the class is, everybody that's taken it has just been stunned and said it was amazing.
Are these online classes, in person, both?
I have a mini online class because there's only so much that can be done online.
Right.
But I have a mini online class that I think I've got it at $11. In person, it's $90. And in person, I do a lot to do activations.
Right.
I activate certain energy centers in your body, and I remove blockages that are keeping you from accessing your supernatural abilities. And I can't do that in the online classes.
Right.
But
Well, it's
I
good that you
teach
can offer both.
right. And we talk about moving through dimensions. And I open up all sorts of new realities to them so
Mm-hmm.
that they know what direction they want to go to from here. And they feel more firm in their abilities. But when I get a class, what I do is I look at the class and I see where they are. Do I have more psychics? Do I have more healers? Each class is taught a little differently
Right.
because people's abilities are different. So I teach to my class. Now I've got some classes coming up in Ohio and Iowa and Texas coming up this month. If they go to my website, ghouldbegone.com, and click the engage button, I'm also probably going to be teaching light language in Ohio when I go there. And light language is amazing. It is the use of sacred geometry and color. And this is hyperdimensional communications.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been doing a reading and you get something like an orange triangle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that actually has a meaning. And so we go over the different sacred geometry shapes and what those shapes mean. And we go over the different colors and what those colors mean. And so you can start putting it together. Well, I might want to use a red circle, or I might want to use a blue box.
So there's different shapes, different colors for different things that you want to
Exactly.
do.
And
Okay,
so
perfect.
sometimes you're sending light language, but sometimes you're getting it.
Oh,
And then to be able to recognize that. I will tell you this, because this is
uh-huh.
kind of obvious, all right? A
Okay.
cube, all right, because all this is three-dimensional. It's not necessarily a square, but a
Right.
cube keeps things boxed in,
Okay.
okay? And there are times that you want to bring everything back in. But there are times that you don't want that to not be your decision,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So to recognize when you see cubes in logos.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
an overwhelming amount of cubes in TV logos. I find it
Actually, there
funny.
are. Yeah.
There are people that actually name their products and use the word cube as well as putting it in the logo.
Right. Right. Huh.
Yes. Yeah. And so
You,
you learn what these shapes are doing, and you learn how they're affecting you subconsciously, whether you know it or not. This is a language that all beings, whether they're extraterrestrial or angelic or demonic or human or dolphin, all beings understand this language.
mm-hmm. And
Okay?
we're the last to know.
Right.
But now's the time.
Right.
So they have people like you that come out and say, look, if you want to learn this, obviously the people that get a hold of you, they're interested in it, they were led to it, whatever it is they were supposed to do, there you are. So that's why
Right.
I'm so happy that I have you on the show today, just bringing all of the information to everyone. I just wanted to ask you, I know that you can do a self-healing technique, for the audience, or you could help people through it. How long
Right.
does it take?
We can do a really, really quick one.
Okay, because we have about three or two, a little less than 2 minutes, 2 minutes and
All right.
35 seconds left.
Allow a breath.
Yes.
See the breath going in as a beautiful medium green, and exhale. Now see your pineal gland in a sphere of royal blue. In your pineal gland, you will now see a shape. It will either be an uppercase T, a cross, or an ankh. Make sure the shape is planted firmly in, facing forwards. All the little T-bars are at a right angle. You may see more than one shape. That's okay. When you have it balanced out, then cover the blue sphere of your pineal gland in a gold sphere. Allow another breath of green. Cover yourself in the color golden brown and come back to me.
Okay.
We just awakened and exercised your pineal gland, and we just balanced the right and left brain hemispheres.
Well, that was easy.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So if you're feeling off balance, do this little exercise. I'm very visual, and I know that that helps. But anyone else out there who's looking at it, just close your eyes and go into that, because it just gives. Really, you could feel it. I could feel it. I could feel the shift, and that's
Exactly.
something that you can do easily.
Exactly. And it's
Oh,
amazing when you balance the right left brain,
yes.
what happens? When you awaken that pineal gland,
Hmm.
what happens? It is just
Kim,
absolutely unbelievably amazing.
Kimberly, thank you so much for being on the show today. Everyone, get a hold of her. Go to her website, kai11.webs.com, and learn. See you next time.
Thank you. Peace.
AchieveRadio.com